Now presenting a campaign by Orlando Arts PR, featuring Christina, Reese, Brandon, and Emily. Our client that the campaign is centered around is Opera Orlando, where the city goes for opera, located in Orlando, Florida. Their mission being to present high-caliber, innovative productions and events while building an audience throughout Central Florida with arts appreciation programs. Their vision is that they aspire to become a standard bearer for the art of opera in the state of Florida with a national reputation for excellence. Opera Orlando was founded at the beginning of 2016 and currently serves as Orlando's premier opera company. It's now following in the footsteps of many other opera ventures that once took place in the city. Some of the problems that Opera Orlando are facing right now is the fact that they want to put on high-quality productions, but sometimes they're lacking the financial resources. Another obstacle that they're facing is that not many people are aware of Opera Orlando. And in that same token, the Central Florida market is quite an unstable and transient place. And finally, a major obstacle is the Orlando Philharmonic Orchestra, who seems to be their main competitor. Some of the opportunities that Opera Orlando has include reaching out through youth programs, taking advantage of the Sunrail transportation system, their amazing domination of the light opera market in the state, and of course their opportunity to tap into millennials through the use of social media advertising on platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As far as market research goes, according to Google Analytics, the highest search activity for opera in Central Florida includes places like Ormond Beach, DeLand, Winter Park, Palm Coast, and Goldenrod. However, searches for opera in the Central Florida community have declined over the past few years. Since snowbirds make up a big part of the target audience that is reached out to, snowbirds are definitely something that we will want to focus on in the campaign, as well as focus on suburb communities, seeing as there's great growth opportunity within them. Opera Orlando's primary target audience is people ages 55 and over. However, one of Opera Orlando's immediate goals is to raise interest in those 30 to 40, seeing as they are a growing market in Orlando with higher levels of income. Its publics and stakeholders are those that are 55 and over and ages 21 to 25. Its secondary audience are those ages 30 to 40. The stakeholders are the creditors, directors, employees, owners, suppliers, and of course, the community from which the business draws its resources. The good thing is Opera Orlando is already conducting surveys, so what will be great and extremely useful is to gather that information and use it to update the website and the social media platforms to make sure that they're targeting the correct audiences, and also give both the website and social media platforms a new media and public relations facelift. The main goals of the campaign are to create more awareness as well as to increase the amount of information out there about Opera Orlando. So when it comes to reaching audiences in more satellite communities, our objective will be 25% increased ticket sales, especially in satellite communities. The next objective will be to increase attendance from young people by 15%. And the third objective for this goal will be to increase followers and interaction on social media by 20%. For the new media audit, the website's custom header image on the website is a photo from the past. It's from Bob Carr. So one of the first things that they're going to want to update is the image from a new production rather than one from an old production at the Bob Carr. Its social media buttons are located at the bottom of the website. They're gray circles with logos on the inside, which just won't do. So we're going to want to move them to a more predominant location. Much of his text is easy to read and professional, which is good. It's clean and organized, but it's not very engaging despite the drop-down menus. This campaign will target people through social media ads by starting conversations about the presence of arts in Orlando. Specific hashtags will be developed. Certain postings will be posted, such as "Did you know?" To reach a younger audience, this campaign will feature Young People Night, an event where guests will have the opportunity to collaborate about the arts in Orlando, and in particular, Opera Orlando. This event will feature champagne, and it will feature door prizes and trivia to entice attendees to be engaged at the event. The campaign will be using analysis and tracking analytics to track the progress of our goals throughout the timeline, as well as guide our use of hashtags and trends. As far as our timeline is concerned, we're looking at about a year for this campaign. So for May 15th through June 5th, a 3-week campaign will begin with conversation-provoking questions on social media, such as "Did you know?" "What's your favorite memory of Opera Orlando?" etc. Then for June through September, we will use content that relates to trending matters in the arts community and interact with other arts companies' social medias. For October through January, we will tease and then host Young Adult Night at Opera Orlando, where a new hashtag will debut. And finally, February through April, adjust according to the results of the past 7 3/4 week of a campaign. When it comes to the budget for this campaign, the Night at the Opera event will be costing quite a bit of money, but luckily we will be having a cover fee that will be $10, and we will be expecting 50 guests. So that should cover most of it, but for that event we are anticipating $200 for food, $100 for decorations, $50 for photo props, transportation to Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center from Rollins and UCF, $100, champagne, $200, and performances from performers at things like city council meetings, community festivals, and events, we are estimating about $200. So once you take what we have budgeted and subtract the revenue that we got from the event, we are thinking somewhere around $700. For our measurement criteria and evaluation plan, it's pretty simple. Each benchmark will be measured in terms of 100 percentile. So if we were to expect 100 followers and only got 80, the campaign is only 80% effective. This truly is the rebirth for Opera Orlando. This campaign seeks to gain more awareness as well as inform the community more about the presence of Opera Orlando and what it has to offer.